Supplier Services on 3D Content Central works with SOLIDWORKS to make publishing content extremely easy for industrial component suppliers and industrial equipment manufacturers. The gearbox that we're looking at now has too much detail to be published for customers and potential customers. This gearbox manufacturer will also need to configure the gearbox prior to publishing to more closely reflect the product line and options that they have available. The configuration publisher makes this possible and easy for an engineer to create the configuration without ever having to think about programming XML code behind the scenes. The engineer can preview the behavior of the model according to the logic that they've defined in the configuration publisher and can test numerous configurations prior to uploading and publishing on 3D Content Central. As you can see, the geometry changes appropriately. And to address the extensive manufacturing information representing IP that's stored in a manufacturing assembly, the engineer can use the new Defeature tool to automate the removal of this intellectual property, consisting of smaller internal components not needed for end consumption of this content. The engineer can specify features to keep that are critical features, such as mounting holes, and the engineer can preview the results of the Defeature operation and adjust the Defeature controls in case there are any features that the automated process did not select. As you can see, the internal features are removed, the cavity is solidified, but the motion groups that were established earlier in the Defeature process were actually preserved. On 3D Content Central, this industrial component supplier can manage all models that they have uploaded to their private supplier account. Enabling the Defeature settings will process this model on the servers prior to download to remove all of the intellectual property in the same fashion that the engineer established in SOLIDWORKS. As you can see, the configuration logic is still accessible because that Defeature process is being put off to just prior to download. So effectively, this is configuration on the fly and Defeature on the fly prior to converting this model to any one of over 30 2D and 3D file formats. To verify that the configuration and download have worked appropriately, a supplier can download directly from their preview page, review the motion groups, inspect internal details, and see exactly what their customers will be downloading from their catalog.